Hello, everybody, and welcome to another review of this Oxford United season. Look at the grin! Look at the grin on my face! Well, you can tell Oxford United have had a good result. Seemingly, for the first time this season, we've put a result and performance together, and a very refreshing welcome change from other things that we've been served up. Let's cast our minds back to that awful Wycombe Wanderers display a week ago where everything seemed doom and gloom around the club. Everything seemed, the calls, even from myself, looked like we needed to make a change from Karl Robinson, and every single thing that was coming out from Oxford United was met by me with like eye rolls, going, "Oh, so disingenuous! Don't want to hear this. This is bad. This is terrible. This is rubbish." So we needed this today. We really needed this result today. Maybe we met Exeter at the right time, but I don't think anyone saw this scoreline coming. It ended Exeter City 2, Oxford United 4. And I was extremely critical of Karl Robinson, and I think rightly so as well. And I met the team news today with huge sighs and eye rolls, where I saw that we'd named the same side that were very poor against that in that 1-0 defeat to Wycombe Wanderers, and he's just sent that same side out again to go again. The bench was stronger because we had Murphy on it, we had Baldock on it. There's still no Jody Jones, by the way, in Seddon, so if anyone's got any news on that, let me know. But yeah, he was coy on Baldock. I'm not sure why he needed to be, but he was on the bench today. I'm really not sure how much he really had in him, but we didn't need him. But it is nice to see him even on the bench. But yeah, so the only real change was a change of Henry and Joseph. Henry was in the middle and Joseph went out to the wing. And that proved to be the difference because Oxford United were much improved today. Exeter City have had an excellent start to life in League One. That front three looks extremely dangerous of Brown in behind Nombe and the excellent story of Stansfield up front as well, but they didn't really get a chance to shine today. I say maybe we met Exeter on a good day. Obviously, Exeter have lost their manager recently, Matty Taylor. So Kevin Blackman is in charge, and he's had some good results. They had a great result against Barnsley. It came down to earth a little bit against Charlton in midweek, and have come down to earth again against Oxford United today. Let me know, Exeter fans, if you're listening to this. Is this going to be the start of like a poor run for you? Were you punching above your weight a little bit in this league? Had you maybe, I don't know, I'm not even going to say, have you hit an injury crisis? You didn't have a full bench today. We certainly can relate to that and empathise with that as Oxford United fans. But yeah, not a great performance from Exeter today. And I'm interested to know if you can comment on it, what you thought the game was like. And I'm going to run into some player ratings at the end of this video. You can see on the timestamps down below where that is if you want to jump straight to them. But Oxford United won this game 4-2, and they actually scored some goals in the first half, which is incredible. Wow. Where has this performance been all season? It wasn't just the goals. Oxford played with a lot more intensity right off the bat. They put Exeter City under pressure. Exeter City were really poor and lax with their passing, and Oxford really made them pay for it. They were picking them off. Like what we've seen in previous years from a Robinson side. Pressing up the field high, putting the defensive midfield under pressure, turning the ball over high. But not only that, I thought even when we played long balls out from the back, I thought Joseph's hold at play, I thought Taylor's hold at play, Brown were really good at just making the ball stick and just able to turn defence into attack pretty quickly today. And it felt more like an Oxford United side that should be nearer the top, in a better position in League One than what we've found ourselves in. It's been bloody awful, and as I say, it was so refreshing to see a good performance. Just like we did against Charlton, we got an early goal in this one, but we did kick on. But let's talk about these goals. The first one came from Brannagan. Brannagan had a bad afternoon last weekend. On and off the field, he didn't have a great one. Confronting a fan after the game as well, just showed his frustration. You can never fault the guy's attitude. Usually he is talismanic, but he didn't have a great one against Wycombe, but he was back in business today. I thought he was sensational. He scored the first goal from a free kick. Are we giving Taylor an assist? Maybe we should. Maybe we'll give you that assist, Matty Taylor, because it was one of those ones where it was just rolled to Taylor. Taylor put his foot on the ball. Brannagan ran in and struck it. Went into the bottom corner. Blackman in goal for Exeter. Didn't have a great game. And this one found the bottom corner. as did a shot later on. But I don't think overall this is going to be a game where he is going to be looking back with any pride at all. Puts a bit of egg on my face. You can click on a link up there where I said if I could take any one player from all of the League One sides, who would I pick? And for Exeter, I picked Blackman. What a lot of great research I did in that one. You did me proud there, Blackman. But I'm not complaining, and I don't really care, because Oxford were 1-0 up, and unlike what we've done in previous games, like against Charlton, we kicked on, and we got that second goal. Joseph had a good header saved, a great cross in from Henry. But then the second goal came, a very contentious second goal. Again, it came from a free kick, where the ball was played out to Brannagan on the left hand side. He was able to cut in and get a shot. Blackman was unable to hold it. It went out to Moore. Moore's header, bit of pinball really, just headed on by Moore to Long, who was about 6 yards out and tucked it into the goal. It looked offside. For me, it looked offside. Exeter will be saying, of course it was offside. But again, from an Oxford United point of view, I don't really care. It's harsh on Exeter, but my goodness, we needed it. 2-0 up. Great for Sam Long to get a goal as well. Great first half turned into an amazing first half where Kyle Joseph got the third goal, which he richly deserved. I thought he was excellent all afternoon today. But, you know, the third goal came just before half time. Again, Exeter City just allowing Joseph to run forward with the ball. He got to the edge of the box. Wasn't a very well hit shot, but it found its way into the bottom corner. So Oxford United in absolute dreamland. 3-0 up at half time. Again, Exeter really poor, but Oxford made them pay. Surely we weren't going to bugger this up, and absolutely no, we weren't. Moving on into the second half, Oxford put this game to bed with another Joseph goal after about 55 minutes. Brannagan ran forward. My goodness, you know, another goal from open play. What's happening here? Brannagan ran forward. It got up to Henry. Henry's a good shot. Again, not very well dealt with by Blackman. Joseph was able to get on the rebound. It wasn't the easiest of angles, but he tucked it away easily enough. At 4-0, you're starting to think, can we get up to like 6-0 like we did against Lincoln? But no, we didn't. The intensity did drop a little bit. Exeter had nothing to lose. They did bring on Jay, so it made it kind of like 4 strikers, really, 4 forwards, and eventually they were going to get some chances out of that, as Oxford's intensity did drop. Could have had a chance to get 5. There was a late Goran chance, which he got on the end of a nice run from Murphy, which is good to see. But Exeter did get 2 goals back in this one, which will annoy Oxford a little bit. There was pressure down the left-hand side. Cross came in. It went to, it's a cacophony of Browns in this game. But Genvi Brown for Exeter got the shot away. Wicked deflection off Kieran Brown into the bottom corner. Nothing Eastwood could do about that one. And I don't know why you need to criticise Eastwood every time a goal goes in on Twitter. This was not his fault, but it was kind of his fault for the second one. Really slack play at the end between Finley and Eastwood, a Keystone. I've never seen Keystone Cops, but they always reference it when these sort of situations. I don't even really know what it is. But Keystone Cops is what it was. Well, when they kind of left each other, they just left the ball for each other, and so a Cox was able to get on it and tap it into an empty net. 4-2, maybe flattered Exeter a little bit. 2 consolation goals at the end, but let's be honest, if you'd have offered Oxford United a 4-2 win at the start of this week, we would have bit your hand off, that is for sure. Suddenly, a bad run of games and a tough fixtures after this one looks a little bit more rosy after that wonderful performance today. We need to kick on from it, but in this game in isolation, this was the perfect tonic that we needed, Oxford United fans. Let's just quickly run through some player ratings. I'm not going to do the subs. The subs came on very late in this game. Alex Goran, Billy Bowden and Josh Murphy. They came on too late to really influence anything. It's unfair on them. But let's start with Eastie in goal. Gets a 6 from me. He didn't really have much to do. He was tidy enough in what he did, but a couple of goals went in. He just can't seem to keep clean sheets, and that one at the end was pretty sloppy, wasn't it? So a 6 for Simon Eastwood. Kieran Brown gets a 7. I thought he was really solid at what he did. He's not a dynamic fullback at going forward, and he's more of a centre-back, really, but any job you seem to give him, he seems to put his heart and soul into it. And another very good, solid performance from Kieran Brown today. Gets a 7. Elliot Moore, another captain's performance, really. He's come back in. He's looked great since he's come back in. Some wonderful blocks and wonderful headers. Really dealt well with that Exeter front line. Didn't really give them much. And yeah, so I thought and and he set up a goal as well, so maybe could have bumped him up another notch higher. But I thought a really solid afternoon from the skipper. Gets a 7 out of 10. Longy gets a 7 as well. Again, I could have bumped him up for an 8, but I don't think defensively he was really that great today. I thought his passing was decent going forward, but I thought there was a couple of times he was a little sloppy in defence. But he did get his goal, and we always love a Sam Long goal, don't we? Good old Oxford lad. So a 7 out of 10 for Longy. Finley, black sheep in the back line, gets a 6 out of 10. I thought he was actually pretty good, and I thought he's actually looking pretty solid. He's looking better for me, playing alongside Moore. He's looking much more settled in the back four. But he makes mistakes, and he made a mistake at the end of this game, and he got punished for it. And that's happened a few times now this season, and yeah, it's not a nice trait. Oh, he needs to cut that out a little bit. So he only gets a 6, but I don't think he was bad. Marcus McGuane gets a 7, just very tidy, excellent. Whenever he just mopped up all the little crumbs that were around, and he was good at shielding the ball out for throw-ins and corners, and won his little free kicks, and just kept the play moving when he was asked to, and very solid. He can do so much more, and so it's frustrating sometimes to see him play with a handbrake on, but everything he needed to do, he did really well. So, solid 7 out of 10. James Henry gets an 8. I thought he was much better in that centre midfield role. I thought he was really good at getting in little pockets of space, which is what he's good at, really. He's not going to be a winger that can fly down the outside of people and put crosses in. He's good at just, as I say, picking up little pockets of space, but he is also pretty good at putting people under pressure and picking off loose balls and passes. And he's that good head, that good solid pro. Shot, which created a goal for the fourth goal. So I was pretty impressed with Henry today. I thought he gets an 8 out of 10. Ramping it up in midfield is Brannagan with a 9. He was sensational all afternoon. A talismanic performance from Branners. Off the boil last week, but back on the boil today. Got a goal, a couple of assists in there as well. Or, 1 assist. Did he get 1? I don't know. I'm crediting him for an assist, but he definitely got a goal, and I thought he was superb today. Gets a 9 for me. Marcus Brown gets a 7. I thought he was pretty good. I was critical of him last week for not hugging the touchline enough and getting on the outside, but today he showed why he doesn't do that. Whenever he came inside, he did cause problems. He was very good at spinning away from people with his back to them, and he was also really good at picking up loose balls and passes as well. I thought he was, again, a constant threat to this Exeter back line, along with Joseph up there. He gets a 7 for me. Just didn't have the final end product to his game. Taylor gets a 6. Didn't really impress me. I thought his work rate and his effort was a lot better. It's getting there, but he needs a goal. Being generous, crediting him with an assist, but he needs a goal in there to really get going. But his effort and his work rate was better today. Hopefully that goal will come soon. And Joseph gets a 9. How could he not get a 9? I thought he was excellent today. Got 2 goals. Obviously, nearly got a hat trick in there too. Work rate is fantastic, and I thought his link-up play was really good today too. His hold-up play was good as well. Everything was just excellent about his game. And again, just like with Marcus Brown, I thought he was a constant threat to this Exeter back line. There was a lot more times where long balls got played up front, and he was able to hold up the ball really nicely. So encouraging performance. Got the ghosts of that Plymouth game off his back. 2 goals today, much needed, and a 9 out of 10 for me. And that just moves us on to Karl. Has all been forgiven for Karl Robinson? Well, no, not yet. I think he has made some mistakes this season, and I don't think he's done particularly well this season. But this game in isolation, you have to give him praise. It was a bold move to pick that same side that played against Wycombe, but he did, and they were great. And he, Oxford did play with a lot more intensity and a lot more purpose, and I put that down to him. I cannot fault him today for the team he put out and for the tactics he put out there today. It worked fantastically well. He gets a 9 out of 10, and hopefully long may that continue, because he ain't going anywhere now, you Karl Robinson outers. That sounds terrible. Yeah, so you can leave off the abuse on Twitter for him for this week anyway, because Karl Robinson gets a 9 out of 10. And that just leaves me with my final thoughts, really. I mean, overall, you can't help but be impressed by this Oxford United performance. This is the kind of performances that we've expected from Oxford United based on what we've had in the previous couple of years, or previous 3 years, really. So the way we've been so slow and so turgid has really been a surprise, and it just shows you that you don't need to have pacey, quick wingers to have pace and intensity and energy in the side, because that is the same side against Wycombe that played against Wycombe that was really poor, and this side played with so much intensity and purpose. It was a real night and day from week to week. The way they put Exeter on the back foot was really impressive. The way they picked them off from their slack passing was really good. Exeter were poor, but Oxford United punished them for being poor. We didn't let them get into the game. We didn't let them settle. We didn't let them play. And that was indicative of the work rate and the effort that everybody put in today. We need a lot more of it. We need to get out of this bottom of the table area and move up more towards mid-table and maybe towards the playoff. Hopefully it's the start of good things to come. We've got some really tough performance games to come in the next 3 weeks with Peterborough, who lost to Wickham today, and then obviously that really tough week of Portsmouth and Bolton. But Bolton haven't been looking great. Portsmouth are going to be very rigid and tough. You know, they're going to be solid and compact and try and hurt us from set pieces and things like that. They're very much more direct side. But this can't do anything but breed confidence. Yes, we've got a Papa John's trophy game in the week against Sutton, so maybe that'll be the chance for people like Murphy and Baldock to get more game time, if we even really need to risk them. Maybe just 30 minutes, 45 minutes here and there. But make no mistake, we really needed this result. We really needed this performance. It lifts not all the gloom, but a lot of the gloom that was around the club and just makes us feel a hell of a lot better for a weekend. So enjoy it, Oxford United fans. Exeter City fans, let me know your thoughts today. It just didn't click for you today, did it? I can't imagine that you are in this position by accident. You must be a much better side than what we saw today, but today it just didn't click for you. So Oxford United fans, rejoice and let me know your thoughts. I know it doesn't make one good result doesn't make a season, but let's just, if we can't enjoy a nice away win, what can we do? So don't need to flood the comments with the same thing of, I don't need to see, we need to kick on, we need to kick on, we need to kick on. I know that. Just enjoy it, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.